Super Bowl Sunday sa inyong PBA Governors Cup. A doubleheader ready to be played dito sa Cubao, Quezon City at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Naghahanda na ang unang magbabakbakan, Barako Bull kontra GlobalPort in this game number 1. And the protagonists, nagwa-warm up na sila sa ating hard court. And the two teams just really need a victory to try to move up in the standings. They're gonna go all out itong dalawang koponan na ito sa araw na ito sapagkat kailangan umangat in this very, very short Governors Cup. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Charlie Cuna, mga kasama ko para sa next 2 hours ng ating laban. Kung umabot, baka mas matagal pa kung mag-overtime ito. Dominic Uy, Doms, these two teams will go all out. Why do we say that? Because sa standings, kailangan, now's the time to make your move.
Well, you look at the team standings, you look at the games that they played. They both played 5 games. So ito na yung stretch, that last stretch to be able to make that serious bid into the elimination round. Yung sinabi natin, 9 games lang itong elimination round. So 4 more games for both these teams to be able to grab a hold of one of those 8 spots.
Tama yun. Ito was siyempre in the forefront of all the things, GlobalPort. Medyo mainit ang huling laro nila. Lalo na yung isang player na ine-expect nila na mainit ang kamay. Muling naglagablab ang mga kamay nito si El Granada, Gary David. For once in this conference, for the first time rather, ang ganda ng kanyang shooting percentage from everywhere. Tinignan mo naman yan.
Well, if you look at that game of GlobalPort, Gary David, 27 points, 4 out of 9 from that 3-point area. At yung 20 puntos doon na nanggaling kay Gary David was after that fight. Nung natigil yung laro because of that fight with Kelly Nabong and the other players against Sun Mega Coffee Mixers. So Gary David was able to focus himself, and that's a good point for them. Something na pwede nilang dalhin dito sa larong ito.
At yung veteran contributions na nabibigay ni Gary David to lead his team, especially nung nahirapan na nga sila after that incident nung huling laro. He turned it on, scored 20 of his 27 points after that happened. Sa kabilang panig naman, we talk about veterans, we talk about a guy like Danny Siegel. Sabi nga nila, medyo late na sa kanyang career, medyo may edad na as far as basketball terms are concerned, pero looks like the second wind has kicked in para kay Dynamite Danny.
Well, Danny Siegel, we've always known him to be a scorer, to be someone when you put him on the floor that he is looking to score. And in that game against Petron, 18 points, 6 out of 10 from the field, 6 out of 7 free throws para kay Dynamite Danny. It's just always good to see Siegel when he's healthy, he's playing well, at mukhang komportable siya dito sa sistema ni Coach Raiko Torman.
Puntahan naman natin ang ating pangatlong kasama rito sa ating panel ngayon sa courtside. Sel Guevara with the report on these two teams that intend to go all out today.
That is right, Charlie. Both teams are gonna go all out for this game. Ang GlobalPort naman is coming off a very controversial game against San Mig. And if anything, one thing they learned is they have to use the intensity properly. At dahil gusto nga nilang makakontribute ang lahat, ang kanilang battle cry for this game ay walang lalamya-lamya. Meanwhile, Barako is enjoying a 3rd spot with Alaska dahil galing nga sila sa talo. Gusto nilang patunayan na the long hours at pukpukan sa bawat Barako practice ay hindi masasayang. Balik sa inyo.
Maraming salamat, Sel. Well, siyempre sabi nga natin, want to move up in the standings. I think key sa larong ito, Doms, kailangan magandang umpisa ng mga koponan sapagkat sa huling mga laro nila, both of them, slow start pareho napag-iwanan nung kanilang kalaban. And they were down by double digits early. They tried to play catch-up the entire game. Nahirapan humabol.
Well, especially if you're Barako Bull coming off that big loss against Petron. Kung titignan mo itong GlobalPort, gumanda nga nung pagkatapos nung away na yun, they were able to able to figure things out for themselves. You know, one thing I like about GlobalPort, kahit natalo sila against San Mig Coffee, there were a couple of positives na nakuha nila sa laro ngayon. Kumanda na yung laro ni El Granada, magandang laro ni Jay Wash, and then there was a sense of team dun sa nangyari yun because people stood up for their teammates. You know, rightly or wrongly, nandun yun nandun yung pakiramdam na okay, magkakasama tayo dito. So those are the positives for GlobalPort. Pagdating naman dito sa Barako Bull, the positive is they're 3-2. They have guys like Eman Monfort na komportable kay Coach Raiko Torman. Their import Mike Singletary, been playing fantastic basketball. Pinisi as well, and Buena Fe, a guy who's also been playing well para sa Barako Bull. So magandang laban ito, Charlie.
No, sabi nga natin, grabe nga itong conference ng itong Governors Cup. Such a short conference, 1 round ng eliminations. There's like 6 or 7 teams bunched up there, about 2 games separating. of these teams. So one win can make a big difference. One loss could be even bigger para sa mga koponan. Nakita natin ang mga starters on your screens. Eman Monfort, the revelation sa komperensyang ito para sa Barako, starting at point with Buenafe. Penisi will start at center. Si Singletary, the hard-working import, and JC Intal at the wings. Ito naman sa GlobalPort, you have Sol Mercado and Gary David. Powerful backcourt with Jay Wash in the middle. Marvin Hayes, the rookie, at forward, and the other forward is Markeith Cummings, the import from Kennesaw State University. About to get underway, Super Bowl Sunday, GlobalPort against Barako Bull. Nagumpisa ang ating aksyon. Sol Mercado ang unang nakakuha ng possession para sa GlobalPort. Batang Pierre, who will be missing the services of Kelly Nabong today, kung kaya naman na-activate si Hans Tiele. He's on the bench. He's dressed for today's game. Ito si JC Intal on the drive, and he finishes all the way to the hoop.
JC Intal, one of the guys that, you know, when he's healthy, he's so hard to stop. Nakita natin yan nung naglalaro siya sa Barangay Ginebra and even the Sunmake Coffee Mixers. At that time, magaling talaga itong si JC Intal, but the only key is for him to be healthy consistently.
Gary these three, wala yan. It's offline. Sa unang pukol niya mula dyan sa Rainbow Country. Intal with the possession. Decides to bring it up. Puro white shirts ang nakita niya sa harap. Penisi. Monfort, the bounce pass inside the Singletary. Spins baseline, goes back the other way. Monfort decides to take it from three, top of the key. He gets hit. Hindi pumasok ang tira, ngunit tatlong free throws ang ibibigay dito kay Eman Monfort. They call him the minion, diba? Pero sabi ko nga, sa isang laro nila a few weeks ago that I covered, I said, pwede siyang tawagin the Mighty Might dahil sa liit niyang yan, grabe nakikita niya, 16 points a game para sa kanyang koponan doon.
Pero Charlie, everybody loves the minions eh.
Oh, yun naman. Pero diba, parang pwede. Pero hindi, yung sa akin kasi, yung minion na yan, oo nga, cute nga sila. Pero hindi lang,
but they're very effective.
Hindi lang trabaho. Hindi lang basta cute ito si Eman Monfort. Talagang effective. Sasakta ng ang depensa ng kalaban dahil nakapimpenetrate siya palagi. He's able to get those shots. And he's led his team to above 500 records so far.
And Charlie, for a guy this small, averaging 35 minutes a ball game,
yun nga,
iba yung trust na binibigay sa kanya ng coaching staff ng Barako Bull. Why? He's even the leading local scorer for Barako Bull, averaging 16 points a ball game. And nakita natin yung foul kanina ni Sol Mercado. Why was he challenging him that far away? Because Eman Monfort is shooting 46% from the three-point area.
It's a threat. Nice pass inside. Ganda ng pasan. Ace for Gary D. For Gary D's first 2 points of this ball game.
You know, to break down that statistic a little bit more, alam mo yung percentages sometimes can be deceiving. You know, when you look at the percentage, yeah, 46%, baka naman sa 10 lang ang tinira niya. But Eman Monfort has actually attempted 33 times from that area, divided by 5 games. He takes about 6 or 7 shots, so that means he makes about 4 or 5 every ball game.
And he's had good scoring performances. Aside from that, he hits sa crucial point ng mga laro. Kung kaya naman naging best player of the week siya. Itong huling linggo natin sa PBA Governor's Cup. No go on the GlobalPort offensive. Ron J. Buenafe was in there. Kicks it out to Eman Monfort. JC Intal, he hit the first two of this game para sa Barako Bull. Monfort finds some space, takes the jumper, bounces out, rebound Jay Wash. Jay Wash has been rebounding well in the past couple of ball games. Double-double both of those, and Markeith Cummings finishes sa kabilang dulo.
Markeith Cummings, one of the smaller imports in this conference, but he has a presence inside para sa GlobalPort. He's the second shot blocking leader pagdating sa mga imports. Oh, what a good play that time. Good cut by Mick Penisi. The few times that you see him cutting to the basket, he is rewarded and gets the layup.
Pero nakausap ko yan si Mick Penisi. You said niya, a few times nga niya going to the basket. But siguro ito yung conference na maraming beses na nakakashoot dyan in the shaded area in a long time. Sapagkat iba ang gamit sa ni Coach Raiko at Coach Bong Ramos. They're using him at the post, they're using him in the lane, making cuts. Normally, nakatayo lang yan sa may 3-point line, waiting for kickouts from his teammates in the past, diba? Halos lahat ng tira niya from the 3-point area. Pero ngayon, Doms, siya nga nagsabi na iba gamit sa kanya. So, he doesn't take as many 3-pointers as he used to.
Well, Coach Raiko expects him or has let him cut a little bit more because pag kumat ka ng gano'n, ang nangyayari, the defense now will guess. Ano ba mangyayari? Magka-cut ba siya or will he spot up for the 3? So he's changing it up, giving himself more opportunities.
Ayun, yung nangyari nga. Lumabas siya sa 3-point area and they gave him an opportunity. Hindi lang pumasok yun. A while ago, Marquis hit a 3. Jay Wash gusto sanang gayahin yun pero hindi pumasok. Singletary goes up. Gets the basket. May foul pa mula kay Sol Mercado and that's going to be Sol's second personal early in this game.
Fully left with a decision to see keep Sol Mercado inside.
Yun ang lead point nila and backing him up mostly sa huling mga laro nila has been Rudy Linganay. Andyan naman din si JP Belenchon who played well in the first 2 or 3 games ng GlobalPort sa konferensang ito. Addis had a couple of double-figure games because of Belenchon early on. Jay Wash. Jumper over Singletary. It's offline. Rebound. Monfort. Bringing up the rear. Ito si Pinisi on the run. It rolls out again. Yung 3-point attempt ni Mick Pinisi. Chance to tie para sa GlobalPort. Jay Wash kicks it out. Cummings makes his move in the lane. Jumps in. Ties the game up at 9.
Good ball movement by GlobalPort, swinging that basketball inside, outside, all the way to the other side and then ending up with a layup.
RJ Buenafé goes over to Singletary. They find Monfort. Quick ball movement to Buenafé at the corner. Masyado malakas ng 3-point attempt and Gary D tracks it down. He's got his eye on the basket. Goes all the way.
That aggressiveness of Gary David, you know he's coming off a good ball game because nandun yung aggressiveness niya, yung focus niya going towards that basket.
4 na puntos na para kay Gary D. Singletary's 3. He gets it from the top of the key.
Mike Singletary proving to be a potent scorer as an import para dito sa Barako Bulls. Coach Raiko, yung past imports niya, lagi niyang sinasabi, hindi ko naman sila gusto masyadong mag-score. You know, they will help in the scoring, but I want him to play more defense. But so far, Mike Singletary has been averaging 35 points a ball game.
Yun naman, di ba yung unang scouting report dyan kay Singletary, as we see, ito si Marquis nakakuha naman isang layup. Sabi nila si Singletary, okay, magsuscore yan, pero defensive player yan, rebound, masipag. But he's been scoring heavy. He had a 40-point plus game just a while ago, just a couple of games back. Ito si Mick Pinisi, missing his layup at nag-react yung crowd. Andun yung big man right at the rim, Doms, but he missed it.
Napakaganda ng pasa ni Eman Monfort. Changing that pass in mid-air.
Kanan kasi ginamit eh. Offhand niya. Kaliweta yan si Mick Pinisi. Mick, making excuses for you. Ito, yung lead pass kay Cummings. He goes up strong. Good challenge mula kay JC Ental, pero natamaan ang braso nito si Marquis. So 2 free throws ang ibibigay.
Pero okay lang yun, nag-mintis si Mick Pinisi. You know, he's apologizing now to Eman Monfort, but the fact that he caught again, getting himself free for that layup, giving the point guard an option.
After all these years, Doms, si Pinisi parang napapaisip yung defender niya. Ano ba, kakat ba ito? Dabantayan ko ba sa loob ng shaded area, as you said a while ago? So he's changing it up. Diba? Kahit matagal na siya sa liga, you know, in his, I don't know, what season is this for him? More than 10 years already?
More than 10 years, definitely, para kay Pinisi.
Diba?
But you know, Charlie, kahit tignan mo itong si Danny Siegel, changing also his game. You know, we talk about his scoring, but one thing that he's improved on ever since he moved dito sa Barako Bull, yung kanyang rebounding. So when you add another facet in your ball game, humahaba yung career mo. You know, usually, pagpasok mo sa liga, wala ka pa masyadong shooting, and as you go older, you develop that shooting. But these guys, iba ang dinidevelop naman nila.
Got a timeout, we'll be back. Po kami rito sa Big Dome and pwedeng magputukan ng matindi rito sa Big Dome ngayon dahil may dynamite ka, may granada ka naman sa kabilang panig. It's Dynamite Danny Siegel against El Granada Gary David. Let's see if this will develop sa larong ito.
Both these guys, potent scorers. You give them a little bit of leeway, they will explode. Gary David, that happened to him in that last game. In 31 minutes of action, 27 points, 3 rebounds. Ito naman si Danny Siegel versus Patron, 20 minutes, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 6 out of 10 from the field.
We'll watch these two guys. And for more sa dalawang veterans na ito, let's go to Sel Guevara.
Tinanong ko nga si Gary David tungkol kay Danny Seagal. Ang sabi niya, parang ako lang yan. And despite sa dinami ng basketball achievement si Gary David, mataas pa rin ang kanyang respeto para kay Danny Seagal. While Danny thinks na pareha sila ni Gary David na mahilig tumira ng press, pero pinagkaiba lang, mas matanda siya ng konti kay Gary David. And he's more of a role player than Gary David. Balik sa inyo.
Well, there was a time when Danny Seagal was the first option. And
first option not just from his team but even in the national team.
Tama yun. Ibang level maglaro yan si Danny Seagal. He brought a versatility that was not seen prior to his kaya niya mag-handle ng bola, jumper, turn around, and then could really lead. Of course, Division I NCAA in the USA credentials. He was an all-conference player sa kanyang komperensa at Wagner. At he was really a main guy before. He learned to adjust. Hindi pa siya nakakapasok sa larong ito. We'll see him later for sure. Singletary waltzes in para sa isa pang layup.
11 points now for Singletary. If you remember that last ball game for them against Petron, ganun din ang nangyari. 11 out of the 15 points nanggaling kay Singletary dun sa first quarter.
Here's Sol Mercado. Wanted to go over to Gary D. JC Intal. Naaga with the passing lanes. Will he finish? Yes, he does.
Just cruising and gliding into that layup itong si JC Intal.
It's good to see JC Intal. Sabi mo nga, injury-free siya ngayon. So he has the freedom to run around. He's not nursing any injuries. At na-derail din ang PBA career niya a couple of times dahil na sa mga injuries na yan.
I remember yung isang injury niya, parang hindi siya pinagpapilisan.
Markeith Cummings ties it up once again. 19 all ang ating score. 4 minutes and 14 remaining. First quarter pa lang po ito. First game of Super Bowl Sunday. Mintis ang 3-pointer ni Eman Montfort. Go to Marvin Hayes. Jumper from 14 doesn't go. Markeith Cummings keeps it alive. Bounce pass to Jay Wash. Ang ganda ng find. Markeith. May foul pa pala. JC Intal.
2 offensive rebounds in that play for GlobalPort. Usually, itong Barako does not give up too many offensive rebounds, but in that play, they gave up 2.
So may chance na maka 3-point play itong si Jay Washington. Came over from Petron between conferences dito sa GlobalPort. And Jason Deutschmann found his way to Petron. Doon sa trade na yan. Intal, top of the key 3. Doesn't go. And Mick Penisi with the offensive rebound. Back to Intal. Second chance. Still no go. Sol, chat natin sa depensa ni Mick Penisi. Bagsak si Penisi. Blocking foul ang tinawag ng ating referee.
So Mercado, usually he'll take it a lot stronger than that, but he has 2 fouls. So he actually went to the side, which was actually the better decision at that time para kay Sol Mercado.
Sol Mercado, 2 early fouls pero hindi siya inilabas ni Junel Baculi. Misses the first. Ito yung play a while ago. Good steal mula kay JC Intal. That's a Prestone defensive stop of the game brought to us by Prestone Break to It for superior breaking action and safety. Siguradong nasa mabuti kang kamay. Zero for 2 para kay Sol Mercado. Though his team is still up here in the first, 22-19. Coach Bong Ramos. Singletary wanted to set from 3. Pero nilapit ang bola. He misses. Jay Wash grabbed that rebound. Willie Miller naman. Pinasok na ni Junel Baculi. Into the lane. The lefty layup. Traveling. Sabi ng ating referee. Ang ganda na sana. Pero
caught for traveling that time to see Willie Miller, but that was a beautiful move. Vintage Willie Miller.
Kasi nahanap niya yung yung daanan papunta sa strong side niya, which is his left. Pero picked up his dribble too early, it seems, sa play na yun. The back pass, Singletary to the basket. He flips it up, hindi pumasok yan, pero natamaan. Balik sa linya. Si Michael Singletary, the former Texas Tech Red Raider. Back at the Big Dome for Super Bowl Sunday action. GlobalPort up by 3. 22-19. This is a Photon Strong Drive mula kay Markeith Cummings ng GlobalPort, brought to you by Photon. Empower your business. And Markeith Cummings so far sa ating laro, 13 puntos na. 2:51 pa natitira dito sa ating first quarter. Strong start, not just for GlobalPort but for Markeith Cummings.
Well, the shooting of GlobalPort in today's ball game, spot on, 60% from that area.
Well, sigurado na pag-usapan ng dalawang coaches na ito, Junel Baculi at itong si Raiko Toroman as well as Bong Ramos on the other side. So, hindi nga pwede magpahuli early in the game, as we said. No? That's what happened in the last ball game. So now they're sticking close to each other. 22-20 with 2:44 remaining dito sa ating first quarter. Nasa loob na rin as you see Cummings take that jumper and hit it. Yusuf Taha is in the game and AJ Mandani. So mga rookies ng GlobalPort are in the ball game now.
15 puntos na para dito kay Markeith Cummings. And the beauty of his scoring is it's coming from different areas. May jump shot, may layup, meron sa loob.
Mark Macapagal, napatay ni Willie Miller. They go to Singletary, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Singletary barrels his way in. Offensive foul ang tinawag kontra kay Michael. Side court inbound. Sabi ni referee Jess Ferrer, he's calling this game together with Edward Aquino and Peter Balao. Ito si Mandani nagdadala ng bola. He was on the reserve list for the first few games ng GlobalPort, but there he is now. Jumper bounces out. Rebound, Celino Cruz. Calls for play number 2. Singletary decides to take it from 3. Bitin yan. It's an air ball mula kay Mike Singletary. Ball goes back the other way.
We haven't seen Coach Toroman put in Danny Siegel just yet.
Willie Miller. In the lane, steps back. His jumper is too strong. Jay Wash, sinubukan ma-rebound pero he taps it over to the wrong guy, Macapagal. They go to Celino. Minute and 14 remaining in the first quarter. Keith Jensen passes it over to Celino Cruz. 10 seconds sa shot clock ng Barako. Singletary attacks from the right, kicks it over to Macapagal. Specialty of the house para kay Macapagal.
Good setup job that time by the Airport. Singletary finding Macapagal wide open for that 3-point shot.
Here's Cummings, 15 points na ang ikalan. Ito si Markeith Cummings. Willie Miller straight and through. Binawi. Jensen. Bagsak away from the ball. Yusuf Taha knocks Barako player to the ground. Nakita na ating baseline referee. That's Mac Macapagal getting up.
Usually, when there's a shooter trying to go from one side to the other, yung mga big men na nagbibigay ng screening, yung defense doon, they always say, bump the cutter. That time, medyo napalakas yung bump ni Yusuf Taha.
At harap pa mismo ng ating baseline referee, kaya napituan siya rito. At Mac Macapagal just hit a 3 a while ago and misses the free throw. So, mas komportable si Macapagal doon sa 3-point line kaysa rito sa free throw line. Alam naman natin, he's a good free throw shooter as well.
Well, 3-point king dito sa PBA has won a number of times sa ating 3-point shootout of si Mark Macapagal.
But 2 misses from the line. Sa GlobalPort, may chance ang palakihin pa. Kanilang lamang para second differential between game clock and shot clock. 27-23, 4-point lead. For the Batang Pierre, they got a J-Wash. They'll kick it out to Willie. Willie takes another three-pointer. Wala yan. Rebound. Jonathan Salvador gets it right back. 4 seconds to go. Labas kay Willie. He loses it momentarily. Has a second to shoot. Gives it to Jonathan. Too late. Natapos ang ating first quarter. GlobalPort starting out very strong. Marquise Cummings leading the way. Pero Barako Bull hindi naman nagpapaiwan. 15 points, rather 18 points para kay Marquise early in this ball game. Mike Singletary with 12 of his own. Cummings operating from inside and out. Ating score 27 para sa Global, 23 para sa Barako Bull. 96.3 Easy Rock and DZSR 918 Sports Radio. Ang dalawang sumaludo sa inyo dyan sa gitna ng screens ninyo. That's Benji Santiago and Eric Reyes. Together with the boys on the radio crew, that's Tati and Joey Boy, bringing you the game on the airwaves if you can't tune in on TV. Yan ang pakinggan nila, mga mamang yan. 918 DZSR. Makapagal, pumasok sa lane, mintis ang kanyang layup to start this second quarter. Yusuf Taha gets the rebound at may loose ball foul. Ito si Makapagal. A quick foul for Barako Energy to start this second quarter, 16 seconds into it. AJ Mandani and Miller in the backcourt. We got John Dan Salvador, Marquise Cummings, and Yusuf Taha in the front line para sa GlobalPort. Nagbabantay, Makapagal, Celino Cruz, Danny Seagal nandiyan na rin, Dorian Peña, and Keith Jensen for Barako. Cummings' jumper doesn't go, but Yusuf Taha tries to put it back on his second try. He gets his first 2 of the game.
It's always good to see a player who's moved around a number of teams already. Kaya mabigyan mo ng minuto and is able to do things that are positive on the floor.
Normally, the first big guy off that bench would have been Kelly Nabong, pero wala nga siya rito. Suspendido ng 2 laro. Kaya naman pinasok si Yusuf Taha ni Coach Junel Baculi using who he has on the bench. Kasi naman ang pinapakita ni Taha, couple of rebounds and a bucket already dito sa ating second quarter. Dorian Peña, ito ang unang laro niya na wala na yung tape sa kanyang kamay. Meron siyang nararamdaman daw. He had an injury on his hand first few games.
Parang hindi ka naniniwala.
Sabi niya sa akin, naniniwala ako.
Hindi, di ba yung kinover natin? Tinatanong natin siya. Bakit, or nagtaka tayo, bakit pinasa pa niya? Nandun na siya sa ilalim.
2 beses. Sabi niya sa akin, you saw my hand. It was all taped, but I couldn't put it back. Pero nakita mo naman, wala nang tape. Swak yung 2 free throw para kay Dorian Peña. Cutting the lead down to 4. 29-25, lamang pa rin ang GlobalPort and Keith Jensen fouls Marquise Cummings on the post.
In that first quarter, Charlie, field goal percentage for GlobalPort, 55%. Pagdating naman dito sa Barako Bull, only 35%. But the fast breaking of Barako Bull, yun ang nakapagpadikit sa kanila dito sa ating first quarter. Yung mga fast break nitong si JC Intal.
So, ang magandang pinakita ni The Rocket sa ating first quarter. Here's Dynamite Danny. Wants to make his move against Yusuf Taha. The spin. Fading away. Wala yan masyadong malakas. Rebound Taha. Willie Miller takes a 3. They left him open. Masyadong mahina yung kanyang tira. Danny Seagal stops and pops from 14. It's too strong. Rebound John Dan Salvador. So a series of misses the past couple of sequences for these two teams. Marquise, siya naman titira. Pasok pa rin, partner. 17 points para sa kanya. Nabanggit ko kanina, 18 na siya in the first quarter. 15 lang pala. Ngayon, 17 na.
Well, changing it up again. Itong si Marquise Cummings. That time there was a 1-on-1 on the wing. Beating his man off the dribble and then pulling up for that jumper.
Ito mo yung stroke ni Marquise Cummings ngayon. Very confident. No hesitation whatsoever. At ito si Mark Makabagal, para siyang dumiretso sa isang pader. Pangalan ng pader, John Dan Salvador. Natawagan ng foul si John.
That's that move of Marquise Cummings.
You love that move when they shift from one side to the other to lose the defender. You know, there was an import way back early 80s, I heard. Best import yun for the Tanduay team at the time.
Rob Masters.
His name's Russell Murray. Yan ang favorite move niya. Pak, dribble one day, parang crossover. Hindi pa uso yung term na crossover mo. Tapos tira, lose your defender and take the shot. He was the best import in that conference.
Naalala ko nung Tanduay, mga Andrew McCoy, tsaka
Andrew McCoy and Rob Williams.
Rob Williams, diba?
Yun, nag-champion yan. Ito na, nakaagaw si Markeith Cummings. What's Salino gonna do? Grab his jersey. Hindi nagustuhan Markeith Cummings yun, pero cool lang ang mga tao ngayon. Ang referee natin, nakasenyas si referee Edward Aquino, yung ating referee na parang player na rin ng height,
pinakamatangkad.
and telling the players to all go to their respective benches sapagkat baka flagrant foul yun kasi
hinawakan yung jersey.
Unnecessary. Yun naman yung criteria ng unnecessary.
Trying to go for the ball the first time, then nung hindi niya inabutan yung bola, hinawakan niya yung jersey, but Markeith Cummings telling Salino Cruz, it's okay.
Technical foul.
Pero hindi si Markeith Cummings ang magdedesisyon eh.
Flagrant one ang tinawag para for an unnecessary action. No harm done. Medyo na-stretch lang yung uniforme. Itong jersey ni Markeith Cummings.
Well, luckily for Salino Cruz, hindi pumasok yung layup na yun ni Markeith Cummings.
But the danger also dun sa ginawa niya is you could yank the player, kontra momentum yun. So baka pwede bumagsak Diba? He might fall, might get swept off his feet and fall backwards, pero nahawakan naman si Markeith Cummings.
Simply put, you always have to be going after the basketball.
So tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang pagpuntos nitong si Markeith Cummings. 18 already here in the first half, make it 19. That stroke is going today para kay Markeith Cummings. Tingnan natin uli yung nangyari.
Try to go for the basketball, pero wala. Nailag.
Ang lakas
Na-anticipate din niya na susundot itong si Salino Cruz. So, was able to protect that basketball. So, isa ka naman player, tingnan mo yung show na yun. How to elude the defender.
And because of that flagrant foul, one called, it's a 4-point play para sa GlobalPort. 2 free throws for Cummings and a jumper mula kay John Dan Salvador. So, ang lamang ng GlobalPort, because of the game, 35-27. Nakaago pa itong GlobalPort. Mandani! Dire-diretso. At sumenyas na naman ang ating mga referee na pwedeng flagrant foul na naman. So, balik na naman sa mga benches yung mga players natin. Pag-aaralan ng mga referees kung ano ba itatawag kontra kay Eman Monfort.
This is a good steal by Youssef Taha, which led into that fast break. Hard foul by Eman Monfort. Well, let's wait. Ano bang desisyon ng mga referees?
Parang nakita ko doon sa dulo, may konting hatak ng jersey na naman na nangyari. Medyo malakas ang foul talaga. Pag tinanong natin si AJ Mandani, sabihin niya medyo. Pero lakas din ng gwardyang yan. AJ Mandani coming into the league after he was drafted. Full strong guard. So F1 ang tinawag kontra kay Monfort. So upo rin siya. 2 point guard ng Barako. Sit down muna, partner. Sinong ipapasok ngayon para magdala ng bola? Sean Weinstein, the 3rd point guard.
Giving opportunity for Sean Weinstein to show what he's got. So 8-point lead now for GlobalPort. Barako Bull has to be careful. The two things, kapag tinignan mo yung dalawang beses na nangyari yun, is a turnover and then hindi nakababa yung depensa ng Barako Bull. So, more than checking what kind of fouls ang pinipigyan mo, dapat you try to not turn the ball over, and if you do, you try to beat your opponent down the floor.
So dahil nga sa mga flagrant pasok ng free throws, yung mga free throws ng GlobalPort. So 10-point lead, 37-27 sa kanila pa ang bola. So they can go past 10 on this play if they convert. Mandani tinanggap ang pasa ng Kuruwa. Away from the ball, Willie Miller. Offensive foul. So balik ang bola sa Barako Bull. And Barako gets a break on that play. Chance to cut his lead back to single digits.
Para hindi sila maiwanan. You don't want to get left behind early on because you spend a lot of energy trying to catch up.
8 minutes 40 natitira sa ating first half. Singletary to Danny. 8 seconds to go sa kanilang shot clock. Singletary makes his move. Wants to go baseline. Kicks it out all the way to Makapagal. Sets his feet. Hits the rim. Offensive rebound. Dorian Peña brings it back out. Makapagal one more time. Yun na! Give him a second chance and he'll hurt you.
You know, what a play by Dorian Peña. Gets the rebound, takes 2 dribbles. Pagkapasa niya dun sa kakampi niya, nakakasa na.
Oo. Ganun naman, that's how Mark Macapagal wants to be given that ball. Pag naka-ready na, naka-square to the basket. Salvador, too strong to Willie Miller. So back-to-back. Non-conversions para sa GlobalPort. Gives Barako a chance to cut the lead even further. Gary D in the first quarter, naka-4 na puntos yan. Sabay silang pumasok ngayon ni Sol Mercado. Nandami, good show for that short stint. Good relief of Sol Mercado. Weinstein to Danny. Open from 3, top of the key. Wide right, Dorian Peña. Offensive rebound na naman. Yan naman yung play number 2 na tinatawag ng mga point guards ng Barako. Danny, hands in the air. Offensive rebound, one-handed, wala yan. Dorian wants to go up, and he gets a bucket in the lane.
It's just so hard to box out Dorian Peña down low. Once he gets that rebound, you know, it's difficult for him or for anybody to stop Dorian once he spins to that basket. It puts it up hard. Yun lang ang kailangan lang talaga ni Dorian, you know, throughout his career, is yung that soft touch.
Oh, well, he's got 3 offensive rebounds, almost in succession. Nabigyan niya lang ng open lane to the basket. He hits another one, 6 points sa ating laro. Makapagal. Close guarding na. Dalawang press na yan. Singletary. On the move once again. Ang talino kasi layup. High off the glass. Nice move para kay Singletary. Parang walang problema. Walang nakapantay sa kanya dun sa play na yun.
Parang pang round robin yung move na yun.
Oo eh. Slow to react on defense. Cummings wants to get the 2 back. He gets hit. And Danny Siegel natawagan ng kanyang first personal. So Cummings will go back to the line. He had 15 at the end of 1 quarter for so far here in the second.
Siegel hasn't scored for Barako dito sa kanyang stint on the floor. They've been looking for him. That play number 2, past 2 times that they've called it, hinahanap nila si Danny Siegel sa taas to be able to try and break down his defender.
John Dan Salvador checked out. Pumasok na si Yusuf Taha again. And Nick Benisi, pinalitan muna si Danny Siegel during those free throws. Mula kay Markeith Cummings. He had 1 out of 2. The lead is 6, 40 to 34. 6 minutes and 18 remaining here in the second quarter. Singletary to Weinstein. Balik kay Mike. The spin. Goes up once again. Layup na naman.
16 points now for Singletary. You know, if Siegel wasn't effective early, now it's Singletary taking over. Sa kanya na pupunta yung bola. He's breaking down his defense and getting to the basket.
Nabibilib ako the way he gets all the way to the rim without hardly any resistance. Galing din lumayo sa depensa. Lumiwas sa depensa. Ito si Mike Singletary. Timeout. Barako Bull calls it. They're down by 4.
Waiter! Yes, sir. Can I have a cheeseburger? Sure.
If it's a burger you want, it's 8 cheeseburgers you get, all in one extraordinary pizza. The new Cheeseburger Pizza. Only from Pizza Hut.
You can't really say enough about Mike Singletary, yung performance na so far para sa 3-2 na Barako Bulldogs. He's doing it across the board. Points, rebounds, on defense as well. At saka mga hustle plays para sa kanyang koponan.
Well, he has the knack to be able to elude himself from his defender. Kaya niyang mag-dribble around the people. He can get to the basket and he can finish strong.
Meron pang idadagdag tungkol kay Mike Singletary, si Sel Guevara.
Michael Singletary may be very essential for Barako Bull, pero off-court and during practice, he doesn't ask for special treatment kahit ang kanyang mga teammates ay napapabilib sa kanyang sipag at pakikisama, and on top of that, they describe him as a soldier who's always ready. Balik sa inyo.
Well, naniniwala ako na always ready si Mike Singletary. You know, there are some games that he started off slow, pero as the game goes on, padagdag yung mga statistics niya para sa kanyang kumpanan. We've seen that in the past. And he's averaging 35 points a game, bunch of rebounds, 14. So, well, what can you say? You can't ask for much more from Mike Singletary.
Well, that's why Barako were able to come back dito sa ating second quarter. In the second quarter, 11 points para dito sa Barako Bull nanggaling. 6 nanggaling sa second chance points, 5 nanggaling sa turnover points. So they've been able now to get to the offensive boards and score off those turnovers of GlobalPort.
Sextarian na naman, the move to the basket. He's pushed. Yusuf Taha, nag-react sa pito ng referee. It's going to be a side court inbound for Barako. 14-second shot clock. Weinstein makes his move. Kicks it out to Intal. Siya naman ang titira ng 3-point shot and he hits it. And Sol Mercado nakaupo sa court. Mukhang natamaan sa ilong.
Off that move of Sean Weinstein.
Slow to get up itong si Sol Mercado. Let's watch it again. Yun! Kitang-kita naman yung nangyari. Dun sa play na yun, bago yung kick out. There it is right there.
Well, looks like Sol's okay.
Pero medyo yun na nga, namumula ng konti. Sa ilong talaga natamaan. You could see it from that angle. So let's see if he's alright. GlobalPort. Gary D. may tanga ng bola. Babake Cummings and Intal had his hands full against Marquise Cummings. 6 seconds on that shot clock. Mercado looks up. Needs to take it. Naubusan ng oras si Sol Mercado. 24-second shot clock violation.
Well, Sol Mercado asking Yusuf Taha to clear out so that he has more space to try and break down his defender.
GlobalPort hanging on to this 3-point lead, pero Barako slowly but surely coming back. Intal. Supalpali, Jay Wash. Harap-harapan yun. Ito si Mercado. Shoves it over to Cummings. Stops and pops from 3. Pasok yan for Marquise.
23 points for Marquise Cummings. This could be his best half so far this conference.
Pwede nating
kung maalala mo yung first game ni Marquise Cummings, di ba madami din siya pinutusan against Air 21 if I'm not mistaken.
Yun si Nick Pinisi, naka-layup na naman sa loob. Pangalawang layup na ni Nick Pinisi yan. And as you said, changing it up, rolling to the basket. Nakakalimutan yata ng mga defenders na gano'n na ang laro ni Nick Pinisi ngayon. Jay Wash wanted to challenge the import. Go to Taha. Taha will challenge. On the way up, natamaan si Yusuf. He'll go to the line. Para sa dalawa, ito si Yusuf Taha.
He needed that. You know, he needed that play. Oh, this is that 3-point shot of Marquise Cummings. Going back to Yusuf Taha, kinailangan na yun because the previous play, na-shootan siya ni Nick Pinisi. Prior to that, hindi siya umalis. Kinausap siya ni Sol Mercado. Sinabi, clear out para makadaan ako. So Taha, needing that for his confidence.
Well, Yusuf Taha, third team niya ito sa PBA in his rookie year. He was with the Express of the that was the Mike Cortez trade. At ngayon, nasa GlobalPort siya. So it's been hard. I'm sure it's hard for you to adjust. Diba? Pag medyo sanay ka na doon sa sistema, biglang palit. Diba? At, pero one thing always brings is his energy and his intensity. 2 points and 5 rebounds para kay Taha. Pero ngayon, pinaupo muna siya ni Coach Junior at si John Dan Salvador ang pinasok sa lineup. Good effort on the boards para kay Yusuf Taha. The inbound goes to John Dan. 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the first half. Ito si Sol Mercado goes over to Marquis. Double team comes, throws it out to Sol. Sol jumper from 17. Pasok yan para kay Sol Mercado.
Sol Mercado the past few games has really been picking his shots, not really trying to create for himself, only when it's needed. But just like Benji said nung sa bago magsimula itong laro natin, he wants to see Sol to be a little bit more aggressive, and I agree with that.
Well, 10 points a game. A little over 10 points a game ang kanyang average as he drops it over to Marquise. Very patient. Hindi agad tinira ni Marquise Cummings. Dinala muna sa kabila. Pero si Sol is averaging 10.5 points, 5.5 assists, and 5.6 rebounds. Parang ganun yung stats niya, di ba?
Solid yung numbers, pero alam mo kasing kaya pa eh. Kaya pa dagdagan easily about 4 to 6 points.
Kung ibang player yun, sabihin natin, maganda na. Pero sa kanya, parang kulang pa, di ba? Alam natin kasi kakayahan niya. He did lead the league in points and assists in our first conference of the year. Mintis mula sa tres, si Penisi, Gary D. Going to the wrong guy. Gusto sanang puntahan si Sol Mercado. Ngunit dire-diretso sa coaching staff ng Barako ang nangyari. Time out. Pini Mark Mugen-Striegel. See the Beast, Jang Yong Kim para sa featherweight title. September 14, 8 p.m. in Ares Sports Arena in Pasig City. Buy your tickets now. Mapapanood din yan sa Action TV sa September 15 at 9 p.m. Back to the action. Barako. Pintangan ng bola ngayon. Mike Singletary takes the jumper. Bitin yan. Rebound. Track down by Sol Mercado. Two minutes and 12 remaining here. The back pass goes to J-Wash. He goes into the lane. Goes to Gary D. He loses it on the way up. Ron J. Buenafe. Sumalon yan. Hesitation move. It goes up. And a foul is called on Marvin Hayes. Nag-foul bait lang itong si Ron J. Buenafe on that play.
Parang tumulas lang yung bolang yan sa kamay ni Gary David. Unforced turnover for GlobalPort.
Pero 8-point lead pa rin sila. Gustong palitin yan ito si Ron J. Buenafe. You know, Ron J. Buenafe also averaging in double figures together with Siegel and Monfort sa locals ng Barako. He's averaging 11 a game. And that's precisely why he was brought in by Barako Bull, because he's a guy who can get on some hot streaks, diba? At pwedeng sunod-sunod ang pag-score nitong si Ron J. Buenafe. He can also do it from the outside as well as drive to the basket.
I saw on the screens Coach Raiko Toroman telling Sean Weinstein the stuff na nakita ni Coach Raiko na dapat ginawa ni Sean Weinstein. So basically, kung saan niya ipapasa dapat yung bola, sino dapat na nakita niya, because hindi naman tumira nung stint ni Sean Weinstein.
Gary David, yan, tumitira. Pero mintis. 3-point attempt na Singletary. Siya nag-rebound. Siya na rin nagdala ng bola. On the run, he takes it. They were asking for a travel. He was asking for a foul. Sol Mercado saves it to Marvin Hayes. J-Watch was open. Pero masyadong mahina ang pasa. Naagaw ni Ron J. Buenafe. It's getting sloppy here towards the end of this first half. Ayan na naman yung play number 2, Doms.
Wisely setting it up. Itong Barako Bull. Pag nagkakagulo, you want to be able to settle things down.
Mintis ang 3-point attempt. Jensen saves it. Tries to save it, pero lumabas ang bola. Monfort unable to retrieve it. The ball goes back to GlobalPort. Still leading with 1 minute and 7 remaining here.
You're both coaches. You want to tell your players, cut the sloppiness.
Oh.
So that's really just, take your time, go back to the basics.
Stop and pop from 3.
Talking about going back to basics, Sol Mercado can score.
Yun na nga eh. Diba? Pag gusto niya no? Marunong maghanap ng kanyang opportunity si Sol Mercado. The defender went below the screen. Sabi niya, ipulos na ako, bakit hindi ko ititira to? He hits it from the top of the key. And the lead is back to 9. Barako still trying to catch up with only 45 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Clear out. He drives, bounces it over to Jensen. 3 seconds on that shot clock. What's Jensen going to do? Pass it to Singletary. The quick release, air ball. So 24-second violation yon para sa Barako Bull and GlobalPort. Ganda ng defensive stance dun sa play na yun.
Maganda depensa na pinakita ng GlobalPort, protecting their 9-point lead, trying to get some more momentum bago pumasok nitong halftime break.
3 seconds ang diferensya ng game clock at shot clock natin. Sol Mercado priming up for perhaps a last attempt at the basket bago matapos ang first 24 minutes of the ball game. Mercado 4 seconds to go. Takes it. He gets hit. Pasok ang tira. Ni Sol Mercado. Chance for a 3-point play.
That's the aggressiveness you want to see from Sol Mercado. You know he can score. You know he can rebound. You know he can pass the ball. But you like it also when he's looking for his shot.
And ang ganda ng release niya. The path 2 shots. Yung 3-pointer a while ago. Tsaka yung jumper na yun. Nakita mo, very confident yung stroke niya. He's got 12 points here in the first half. 5.3 remaining. Let's see what Montfort will do. A second to go. He takes it. Wala yan ang GlobalPort extending a lead which was only 4 sa mag-umpisa ng second quarter to 12 here at the half. And it was a pretty physical ball game actually in the first half. Nagkakabanggaan, nagkakahawakan. Dalawang flagrant foul, 1 ang tinawag kontra sa Barako Bull. Their 2-point guards had to sit for some time. That's Montfort and Celino Cruz. And Marquise Cummings leading the way para sa GlobalPort Batang Pierre. Score natin ngayon, 55-43. 12-point lead para sa mga Batang Pierre. First serving sa Super Bowl Sunday. Barako Bull trailing by 12 points against the GlobalPort Batang Pierre. Into GlobalPort Batang Pierre starting out strong, sustaining it all the way through the first 24 minutes, Doms.
When you look at GlobalPort, they played 2 solid quarters. Yung kanilang field goal percentage nandun in both quarters. Ito namang Barako Bull nung second quarter, nagka-problema sila dahil yung 2 point guard nila natawagan ng flagrant penalty 1. So napaupo itong 2 point guard.
Tama yun. Sean Weinstein had to come in, the second backup point guard off the bench to try to lead them to come back. Sa ating first quarter, Marquise Cummings was the story. Ang ganda na pinakita agad ito si Marquise Cummings. Was very deliberate. Kept attacking the basket. Had a very confident stroke from outside. Siyempre, di naman magpapahuli si Mike Singletary ng Barako Bulls. So the imports were going at it early. We talked about that matchup before the ball game. Pero Marquise Cummings had to get the upper hand with 15 points he scored sa ating quarter number 1. Ang ganda na pinakita ni Marquise.
Well, in that first quarter, pretty much imports canceled each other out. But the field goal percentage of GlobalPort shooting 55%, yun ang nagpaangat sa kanila. Pero Barako Bull was able to get to the line to keep them in step with the GlobalPort Batang Pierre. At yung assist nandyan din, umiikot yung bola for both these teams. So in that first quarter, a much more even matchup. But in the second quarter, this is when things became interesting para sa GlobalPort. Ito yung sinasabi nga natin na flagrant penalty foul 1 para dun sa unang-una dito kay Celino Cruz. Nung pagkatapos niyan, nasundan naman ng flagrant foul penalty 1 din para dito kay Eman Montfort. So parehong point guard na paupo. So medyo nagkagulo yung opensa nitong Barako Bull. Napahirapan sila doon. And that's what led dun sa kanilang field goal percentage also of just 29%. They were able to get to the line. They were perfect. Pero mas madaming beses nakapunta sa linya itong GlobalPort, mainly because of those flagrant penalty foul ones. Tapos yung fast break points nga na sinabi natin, not able to beat GlobalPort down on the floor 6-0.
Well, let's turn it over to Sel Guevara kung ano nangyari dyan sa mga dugout ng halftime.
Madami man ang fouls dito sa larong ito. That is not the main concern for both teams. Ang nangyari sa Barako Bull huddle, sinabihan ni Coach Rico Toroman ang kanyang mga players na magising naman at bumawi. Meanwhile, GlobalPort is enjoying a 12-point lead coming off halftime, but they just have to adjust sa pick and roll ng kalaban. Balik sa inyo, Charlie. Doc?
Of course, adjustments needed for both teams. You know, even if GlobalPort was up by 12 sa pag-umpisa ng quarter na ito, syempre marami pang mga abiso na binigay si Coach Junel Baculi, some adjustments to ensure that they stay on top. You know who we see on the court right now for the first action? Enrico Villanueva is on the 5 ng Barako sa pag-umpisa ng ating second half.
You know, I'm always happy to see a player comes back from an injury at naglalaro na, especially a guy like Enrico Villanueva. Ang ganda nung nilalaro na for Barako Bulls. Before he got injured, he was averaging a double-double. And already people were saying second coming itong kay Enrico Villanueva. So it's been what, 6-7 months since we've seen Enrico. It's great to see Enrico back playing again.
Ganda nga, pinag-usapan nga natin, halos 1 week ang diferensya nung nagka-ACL injury siya at si Dylan Ababu. He for Barako and si Ababu for Barangay Ginebra a couple of conferences ago. Pero they're back, you know. Dylan is in the lineup for Barangay Ginebra, which faces San Mig Coffee after this ball game. And Enrico now getting his feet wet here in the Governor's Cup. But well, literally and figuratively, malaki ang pwede niyang ibigay sa kanyang koponan dahil he's another banger and a veteran big guy who knows what to do in the paint. Ito si Singletary, trapped in the corner, makes his move, kicks it over to Buenafe, sets his feet for three and hits it.
A good setup job that time by Mike Singletary. And if they're not going to get it from the point guards, you know, Singletary, it can come from him because in the first and the second quarter, nakakapunta siya sa basket. So the defense will now react to that, will leave his teammates open.
Jay Wash to the basket. Wala ka na tira, gets the offensive rebound on the way up. Pinalo nitong si Eman Monfort yung bola. Hindi na pala bola, may foul eh. Pala yung arm pala nakuha din, partner.
Usually, Charlie, itong Barako Bull able to get a fair share of the rebounds. But in the first half, GlobalPort out-rebounding itong Barako Bull 28-21. Kaya rin mo naman ipapasok itong si Enrico Villanueva.
Try to get those boards. Pasok ang free throw ni Jay Wash. A while ago, Rexona power rebound mula kay Dorian Peña, brought to you by Rexona Men with 50% more long-lasting protection. So you can do more. Second free throw is in as well para kay Jay Wash. Fourth and fifth points lang niya yun from the line in this game. So meron pa ibibigay ito si Jay Wash para kay Coach Janelle Baculi, especially the scoring department. Ronjay goes under the defense. What a move! Mula kay Ronjay Buenafe.
If you talk about that dugout report by Cell, sabi niya magising naman sana yung mga player ng Barako Bull. And that's what exactly Ronjay Buenafe is doing. He woke up and he's trying to wake up the entire team for Barako Bull.
5 points strung together mula kay Ronjay. Baba sa pito ang lamang. Gary D strong to the basket. It bounces out. Back to the line for two free throws into si Gary David. 6 points in the first half, 4 in the first quarter, 2 in the second. Tinan mo yung move ni Ronjay Buenafe. May have shuffled his feet though, but he gets the two nonetheless. And Gary D gets another point on the board. Pito na ang puntos nitong si Gary David. I think with Gary David, merong warning na binigay on one of the coaches of the GlobalPort, Batang Pierre. So si Gary David, we were saying, Doms, anytime kasi pwede biglang pumutok yan. As we said nga, after the fracas that happened ng huling laro last Wednesday against San Mig, 8 minutes remained in that third quarter. From then on till the end of the game, he scored 20 points. So pwedeng ganun.
Anytime.
Ronjay Buenafe nahihirapan sa depensa ni Marvin Hayes, but Monfort comes to get it. 6 seconds to go. That ball's been slippery for a bunch of players. They've been losing it on the way up. Coming strong, but Singletary with the chase down. And the basket is counted. Goaltending ang tinawag kontra rito kay Michael Singletary.
Well, Charlie, you gotta credit the defense also of the point guards of GlobalPort of stopping Eman Monfort. But
so foul was called. So counted yung basket, may foul pa na tinawag. Hindi, foul lang ang tinawag, hindi counted ang basket. Yun yung ano. Hindi, counted ba? So yun na yun, counted.
As a 3-point play.
So they called the goaltending, tapos end one situation para kay Marquette Comics. I apologize for that. Medyo mixed signals ang nakuha namin doon sa mga opisyales. So 12-point lead for GlobalPort. Monfort's shot goes awry. Ito si Keith Jensen keeps it alive. Enrico to the basket. You know, they used to call this guy the Raging Bull. Sapagkat, diba, sa Red Bull, nag-umpisa yan. And,
bumalik siya dito sa franchise na yun. Kung saan siya nagsimula ng kanyang career. And what a good way, diba? Mabalik mo yung laro mo, yung kumpiyansa mo to the team or the franchise, the organization that started it all for you.
Alam mo, may time talaga na napaka-powerful ng lineup ng Red Bull na yun under Coach Yang Giao. They had guys like Junti Valenzuela, Lordy Tugade. Ito si Nick Penisi was there, si Enrico Villanueva.
Devon Harp.
Yeah, Devon, of course. Yeah, Rookie of the Year, Devon Harp. Ang ganda ng pinakita nila in that stretch. Jim Wiltorion was with them as well.
Larry Fonasher.
Oo. Ito si Keith Jansen, nagdadala ng bola, showing his handle. They go over to Enrico. Still a bit tentative dun sa angat ng bola.
But so far, yung mga minuto ni Enrico, he's been getting positives out of it. And he's aggressive.
Daming hawak sa bola no?
At hindi niya fino-force yung mga tirang yon. He's been cutting to the basket, getting those passes or getting a rebound.
hit a free throw earlier for his first point. Yung dalawa na yan para kay Enrico Villanueva. Of course, also played for the Barangay Ginebra Kings.
And ang sarap niyan, Charlie. Yung as a player, pag na-injure ka, lalo na ganyan, katagal ka nawala. Ang sarap to just be playing on the court. And then lahat ng pinaghirapan mo during your rehab, you see it, bearing fruit.
Pero 2 of 6 pa lang from the line si Enrico Villanueva. 4 missed free throws. 9 minutes to go sa ating third quarter. Still a double figures lead for GlobalPort. Gustong dagdagan ni Gary Dian. He hoists it up. Wala yan. Heath Jensen tracks it down once again.
Jensen piling up the rebounds as well. Already his fourth.
Ganda ng idea ni Singletary na ipasa kay Villanueva. It's tapped out. Good defense. Hands from Jay Wash. But the ball stays with the red shirts. Buena fe. Enrico to Monfort. 2 separate generations of Blue Eagles. Singletary's jumper. Bitin niya. It's a rebound. Singletary gets it back. Bounces it off his foot. Hayes will control. Markeith makes his move. On the way up. Nawala ang bola. At merong foul na tinawag si referee Jess Ferrer. It's gonna be on number 8. That's Ron J. Buenafe. Pangalawa niya yan.
Barako at the start of the third quarter made some headway pero may pansagot itong GlobalPort with Markeith Cummings and Gary David.
29 points na, partner, si Markeith. With this second free throw, he might hit the 30-point mark. Ang dami pang oras na natitira sa ating laro. Di umabot ng 30, pinansin ko kasi. 63-52, 11-point lead para sa GlobalPort. It's still 8:22 remaining here plus a full quarter, the entire 12 minutes of the fourth. So chance to maybe get a career high in the PBA para kay Markeith Cummings. So let's watch his scoring as this game goes on. Strong move mula kay Mike Singletary. This guy's got a strong upper body. He's able to maneuver inside.
Third personal foul on Markeith Cummings. And that's a classic play for an import. Kinakailangan mo ng puntos, puntahan mo yung import mo. He goes down low, he gets fouled. Though he misses the free throw, yun yung kinakailangan. Yun yung mga, one of the techniques or tips in terms of basketball. Kapag may run or kinakailangan mo ng puntos, you go to the guy who can score, usually down low.
1 out of 2 para kay Singletary. Baba sa 10 na naman ang lamang ng GlobalPort, approaching the 8-minute mark ng ating third quarter. Yusef Taha is back in the ball game. Upo na si Marvin Hayes. So Taha gave a good account of himself with 5 rebounds in the first half. He gets it under. Popoftihan niya si Enrico Villanueva. Makes his move. The hook shot off the glass para kay Yusef Taha. Instant O off the bench dito sa third quarter.
We were talking about how Yusef Taha, he needs to find a home. He needs to find that confidence na nabibigyan siya ng minuto. And hopefully for his career, ito na yun sa GlobalPort.
May confidence ito si Keith Jensen taking the three-pointer, knowing that Singletary was already underneath with a chance for the offensive rebound. Hindi lang napasok ni Mike yung follow-up. Sol naman all the way in, and Enrico Villanueva turned away. Pero may contact na, so chance for the three-point play si Sol Mercado. GlobalPort doing just enough to keep this double-figure spread dito sa ating laro.
And extending it a little bit more dito sa third quarter. Getting the contact, having the strength to be able to make that basket, get the foul.
A fairly good run para kay Enrico Villanueva. The missed free throws and that foul notwithstanding. So he sits down at pumasok para sa kanya. Well, dating kakampi niya, si Wesley Gonzalez sa Ateneo. And Wesley, of course, coming over very recently dito sa Barako Energy together with Chris Pacana, who's still on the reserve list from the SMC Mixers. Here's Ron J making his move. On the way up, naharang ni Yusef Taha. Pang-apat na ni Yusef Taha yan. So dalawang free throws para kay Ron J. Another guy who's bounced around to several teams, itong si Ron J. Buenafe, but has played well at times for each of those teams. Ito yung drive ni Sol kanina, absorbing the contact, getting that bucket, brought to you by Photon. Empower your business. Down
9
to
points
13.
now for Ronjay Buenafe. You know, I like that point that you made about him being able to play good games for every team that he's been on. You know, that's just a sign of a scorer.
Tsaka he finds different ways para umiscore. He's not a one-trick pony na tres lang ng tres, yung spot-up three-point shooter. He's not a guy who just drives and finishes well on the break. He can do it any which way. Ito si Ronjay Buenafe. Bagsakan ng player. Monfort gets up.
That's the energy that Yusef Taha brings to you. You know, still trying to make that play. Sinusubukan pa niya mabawi yung bolang yun.
Hindi siya natawagan ng kanyang panlima. No? Apat na yung personal Yusef Taha. He might leave the game early. Ito si Singletary. Umiwas ang depensa. And Singletary expecting contact on that play. Up ahead to Gunners! Taking it home.
GlobalPort humming here in the third quarter. Able to get those stops and then the fast break. Easy 2 points again para sa Batang Pierre.
This is a strange conference, Doms. We've seen teams that have come off really lousy performances in previous games, facing a tough opponent and then, you know, being powerful, showing fluidity like GlobalPort is doing now against Barako Bull. And the Barako Bull, of course, had the better record, has the better record right now so far in the standings. We're practically halfway through this third quarter. 6:02 remaining. Cummings takes it home and his team takes a 17-point lead. Back at the Big Dome, 6:01 remaining sa ating third quarter. Itong GlobalPort threatening to blow this game wide open with back-to-back jams from Markeith Cummings at si Jay Washington. One-handed variety yung kay Cummings, two-handed slam naman yung kay Jay Wash.
Dito sa third quarter, GlobalPort with 7 fast break points and 0 para dito sa Barako Bull. We talked about them being able to get down on the floor. In those few plays, hindi sila nakababa.
Well, coming off that timeout, maganda naman ang pinakita ng Barako. Good execution. Nice jumper mula kay Michael Singletary to cut the lead down to 15. They need a bunch of points quickly.
And showing a little bit of pressure defense, trying to slow down itong GlobalPort Batang Pierre.
Cummings, a three. He gets hit. He hits it and then gets hit by Wesley Gonzalez. A chance for a 4-point play. Everything's falling para sa GlobalPort and they're happy about it.
Feeling it itong GlobalPort. This is that one-on-one against Wesley Gonzalez. Wesley trying to veer away from Cummings pero natamaan pa rin niya.
Unfortunately para kay Wesley, hindi na kompleto yung 4-point play but damage was done. The lead is up to 18. Singletary cuts it down to 16. 5:03 remaining sa ating third quarter. Konting backcourt pressure pinakikita ng Barako. Gary D showing his ball handling skills, but trapped on the side. Extricates, shoots. Alam ko papasok pa rin para sa GlobalPort.
And that's what happens when you pressure the basketball.
Ayun naman, may breakdown on the transition defense para sa GlobalPort and Singletary attacked it immediately. Chance for the 3-point play.
GlobalPort has to be careful. They cannot think that this game is over, that everything's going their way, because you know, 1, 2, 3 plays after this they could just be up by 6 points and the momentum will shift to the other side.
Well, it's only a 14-point lead at this point. It was 18 just a while ago. Bilis na chop off yung 4 points na yan. Ito si Sol Margado, pinahihirapan ni Celino Cruz. Sol makes his move, loses it. Who's gonna pick it up? Yusef Taha na rin. Nawala ng bola. Very frustrated about it. Ball goes the other way. Chance to cut this lead even further. So Barako Bull sumagot agad dun sa magandang pinakita ng GlobalPort.
Barako Bull after that timeout was able to score. You know, they needed to settle things down. Now they're going pretty much exclusively to their import. It looks like there's an offensive foul on Mick Penisi.
The same idea you were saying. They're going to their import. They went to Singletary. Ngunit sa pag-cut ni Singletary, moving pick naman ang ginawa ni Mick Penisi.
A big difference para dito sa Barako Bull in this ball game. We haven't seen an Eman Monfort. We haven't seen a Danny Siegel scoring the usual numbers that they do.
And you see guys like Yusef Taha naman sa kabilang panig na gumagawa para rito sa GlobalPort Batang Pier. JB Belenchon is in the ball game as well to play guard together with Sol Mercado. Belenchon, we know, can hit from outside. Penisi and Taha, the two big guys atop the three-point line. They go to Singletary, wants to come back quickly with a three. Walaya, rebound play. Wesley Gonzalez, two fakes, missing the shot. Good effort mula kay Wesley. The lead pass to Markeith Cummings. Penisi slow to react, pero slick portion, and Markeith hits the end line. Sayang yung play, napangiti na lang si Markeith Cummings. Nanggigil masyado dun sa pagkuha niya ng bola.
Well, he wanted to get that shot again. That fast break opportunity was there. But check it out, Mr. Quality Minutes. 15 minutes of action, 6 points, 8 rebounds para kay Yusef Taha.
Sabi niya, don't worry, Kelly. I got your statistics. Diba? Kelly Nabong.
And you know, when you look at the bright spot, ano bang nangyayari kapag merong nasususpend or may na-injured? Is you give opportunities to guys like, ito, prime example, Yusef Taha, wala ito si Kelly Nabong for the next 2 games. So yung minuto yun, and Taha making good of the minutes given to him.
Here's another board. Ito si Lino nagbintis mula sa 3-point area. Under 3 minutes remaining sa ating third period. Sol Mercado. Top of the key three, it's wide right. Ronje gets that rebound. He's pushing it, makes his move, kicks it out to Celino. Tapik. Pumunta kay Bong Ramos. Nice catch from Coach Bong. Time out on the floor. 2:40 remaining dito sa ating third quarter. Dome on this Super Bowl Sunday. At among them, yan ang aming mga ulalam, mahal ng masa fans of the day. Mula sa masarap, malaman, mura at ka-convenient kasi easy to open ulalam, ready to eat ulam para sa masa, mahal ng masa ulalam. 15 pesos lang yan. Singletary, the hand off to Dorian who hands it off to Intal. Paikot-ikot ang bola. Buenafe ends up, takes the three. It's strong. Singletary, offensive rebound. Spins to the basket. Ang ganda naman ang pick. They thought he was going one way. He ended up going the other.
Well, Mike Singletary, the good thing about him is even if his team's down, yung energy level niya nandun pa rin. He understands he's the leader for Barako Bull.
Kung pati siya, mawala ng energy rito.
Pababa talaga yung kupunan niya.
Matay, di ba? Kaya nga sila energy colas eh. Kailangan mataas ang energy. Belenchon! We said it, di ba? Pagpasaw niya kanina. That's what he can do. He can hit that basket from outside. Good answer from the rookie guard. There's a foul. Penalty. So pupunta sa linya ang Barako. Celino Cruz. 2 free throws. Manday. Tawagan ng foul. Celino Cruz, of course, called for a flagrant one. In the first half. Let's turn it over to Sel Guevara. She's got a report on Raiko Toroman and Mike Singletary.
You know what, Charlie? Before Mike Singletary scored after that timeout, I just heard a heated conversation between him and Coach Raiko Toroman. Maingay na yung crowd dito sa Araneta. I wasn't able to hear it right, but I heard Mike Singletary say to Coach Raiko Toroman, "What else do you want me to do? What else do you want me to do?" Paulit-ulit. Balik sa inyo.
Masagot sa tanong na yun, partner.
Tanong natin kay Coach Raiko.
Mamaya. Tanong din natin, what else do you want to do? What else do you want to do?
Sel, alamin mo nga. Well, Coach Raiko, of course, you know, trying to inspire his players. You know, try to rise above dun sa potential mo, dun sa kaya mong gawin. Try to push it, exceed it.
Hans Tele, the big man activated by Coach Junior Bakuli to replace Kelly Nabong on the roster. He's in the ball game. So si Hans Tele will get his first action dito sa Governor's Cup. And well, yeah, really, well, I would ask the same question if Singletary was still being called out. Because he's been doing, without him, they'd be in a much deeper hole right now. It's a 16-point lead para sa GlobalPort. 1 minute and 20 remaining. Paulit-ulit natin sasabihin, Doms, mahirap talaga maging import sa PBA. Bukod sa ikaw ang marked man, dami talagang expected na gawin mo. And he gets blocked. Singletary and Peña and Singletary bump each other. That's because natulak si Dorian Peña. Loose ball foul on John Dan Salvador. And because it's penalty situation, somebody's going to the line. I think it's going to be Dorian Peña.
2 free throws, Dorian Peña.
3 of 3 from the line si Dorian Peña. Dom, sa laro natin, mukhang okay na nga yung kanyang kaliwang kamay.
You know, you look at Dorian Peña. Yung kanyang career free throws, you know, not really that high, but 3 out of 3, wow. And then, ngayon, 3 out of 4, still very high, 75% para kay Dorian.
Pag pinanood niya yung replay nito, maririnig niya na sinabi natin 3 of 3 siya, kaya nangyari yun. Pero 6 rebounds as well in the ball game, so doing a good job inside, and that's what he's expected to do. Mintis para sa GlobalPort, chance para sa Barako na makalapit. And what a nice layup mula kay Mike Singletary, eluding the outstretched arms of the defender.
Yan yung sagot dun sa tanong niya. Diba? What else do you want me to do? Score! He needs to be able to score.
Make a circus shot.
Bring back Barako Bull in this ball game.
Just the baker's dozen, lamang ng GlobalPort. 81-68. 6 seconds to go on that shot clock. Markeith Cummings natamaan on the way up. Foul on Barako Bull Energy. It's gonna be Selena Cruz. So ito si Markeith. And nasa linya para sa dalawang free throws. Markeith Cummings, well, with 34 points in the game, we can still say he's slowed down a bit dito sa ating third quarter.
But he's able to pass that ball and get his other teammates involved. Kanina nakita natin, pinasa niya ilang beses nung si Jay Wash. 5 assists for Markeith Cummings.
11 points here in the third quarter for Markeith Cummings. 36 total. He had 25 at the end of the first half. Last second shot time for the Barako Bull Energy. Selena Cruz, tumira ng 3. Di na nagantay. Nabuha ba ang oras? Pelenchon with the rebound. 5 full seconds to work with Markeith Cummings. Looks up at the clock. Takes the jumper off balance. And he slipped again. Bago natapos, hindi pumasok yung tira. At the end of 3 quarters, GlobalPort asserting themselves. Getting 3-point plays, highlight plays, and jams. Banding together to get this 15-point lead sa pagtapos ng ating first 3 quarters, 83-68.
Mga Pinoy Hoops fans, oras na para tutukan sa mobile phone mo ang latest happening sa PBA at NCAA. Pinoy Hoops mobile app, maging exclusively updated sa game skeds, team profiles and stats, play-by-play at iba pang mga balita tungkol sa PBA at NCAA. Hatid sa inyo ng Smart, Live More at ng Sports 5. I-download na sa Google Play or App Store. Pinoy Hoops mobile app.
Starting this season, new players for the D-League are required to apply for the draft to be eligible to play in the PBA D-League. So the first ever PBA D-League rookie draft set on the 19th of September. Deadline for submission of applications, September 12 at the PBA office, 186 E. Rodriguez Avenue, Lubis, Quezon City. So yung mga gustong eventually makapasok sa PBA, D-League muna kayo. Mag-apply na kayo ngayon.
Pinag-uusapan natin ng D-League at pati na rin yung NCAA. Yung kaibigan nating si JR Apostol, nanonood dyan. Yung Statsman.
The Statsman.
Oo.
Umpisa ng fourth quarter ng ating first serving dito sa Super Bowl Sunday. GlobalPort comfortably ahead at 15. AJ Mandani. Baba rito kay Cummings. 7 seconds to go on that shot clock. He turns, he shoots. It's short. Rebound, Dorian Peña. John Dan Salvador called for the loose ball foul as we begin action in the payoff. The last period ng ating bakbakan ng Barako at GlobalPort, Doms. At well, you know, Barako has an uphill climb, but they've got the right shooters, you know, the right amount of shooters and scorers. They might be able to make a run.
You know, if you look at the 3 quarters, the third quarter was the closest they've gotten dito sa GlobalPort in terms of scoring. Yung kanilang field goal percentage tumaas na rin. Nung first quarter, 35 yan. Nung second, 29. Ngayon, 30. Nung third quarter, 38 na yan. But one thing for GlobalPort, you know, they've been getting to the free throw line, but they haven't been knocking them down. 8 out of 15 dun sa third quarter. But isang bagay na distinctly absent para sa Barako Bull in this ball game, kanilang 3-point shooting. 5 out of 28, only 18%.
And on that play na 24-second violation itong Barako Bull, as Danny Siegel's shot did not hit the rim, hindi nag-reset yan. So even if they kept the ball, they ran out of time. Danny Siegel scoreless so far sa ating laro. The Dynamite not exploding so far. Ito si Mandani. To the basket. Decides to kick it out to John Dan. He mishandles. Singletary up ahead to Macapagal. Macapagal will go up. Drop it off to Siegel. Hinawakan ni Belenson. And of course, Macapagal saw Markeith Cummings ready to block his shot and decided to pass it off.
Good decision that time by Mark Macapagal. At ang maganda pa doon, napasahan niya itong si Danny Siegel. These free throws could get Danny Siegel going.
Gets his first point of the game a while ago. Ang ganda ng pasa. And Markeith Cummings took it home. That was a Kawasaki rousing fast break brought to us by Rouser 135 by Kawasaki. Ralph the rider. He knew. 2-2 para kay Dynamite Danny. Kanyang unang puntos sa larong ito. Fourth quarter na po tayo. 10:48 remaining. I'm Charlie Cuna together with Dominic Uy. Cel Guevara is at courtside. And we'll bring you this game from the Big Dome in Cubao, Quezon City. Governors Cup action. Perenchon's 3. Offline. Danny Siegel tumatakbo. Challenge sa depensa ni Tiela. Layup plus a foul. Tama sinabi mo, partner. Those free throws got him going. He saw the defender, you know, guy who hasn't played much in this conference, challenged him.
If you look at Danny Siegel, paano ba siya ginagamit? He plays 20 minutes a ball game. Ginagamit siya usually in the second quarter and the fourth quarter. You know, second group, kung titignan mo itong si Danny Siegel, pero inaasahan mo sa puntos. And when you get Danny Siegel going, mahirap mapigilan.
Sayang na nagbintis ang free throw muli. He had a chance to cut it down to just 10. So Junel Baculi, medyo napaisip doon. 30-second timeout muna tinawag. Sabi niya, hoy, 11 na lang yan. 10 minutes, 18 pa. Matagal pa yung oras na yan. Let's not get careless. Let's not get complacent. Follow NCAA and PBA like never before. Get real-time updates straight from your phone with Pinoy Hoops. Be the ultimate Hoops fan and follow your favorite teams and players. Now available for Android and the Google Play Store and soon on iOS.
4-point swing para dito sa Barako Bull here in the fourth quarter, prompting Coach Junel Baculi to call this timeout. You know, reset, refocus his team. They're up by 11. They need this basketball game. They're 2-3. Ito namang Barako Bull is 3-2. All out para dito sa panalong ito, itong dalawang koponan.
AJ Mandani. His shot rolls out. You know, you got Mandani and Belenjon in there now. So Sol Mercado getting a chance to rest. And just as I say that, he stands up off that bench. He's about to come in, but Singletary all the way to the hoop once again. You know, he hasn't had a shot that easy in a lot of play minutes.
Alam mo, nakakabilib talaga yung mga player who can get to the basket without really much effort. Meaning, mahirap yung ginagawa nila, pero parang andali pag silang gumagawa.
Good resistance on the defensive end para sa Barako. Preventing itong si Markeith Cummings na makapasok ng tira. Mandani, upo muna. Pasok si Sol Mercado. Hans Tiele, short action. He goes out for Jay Wash and Taha comes in for John Dan Salvador. So 3-man substitution for Coach Junel Baculi. Probably felt, you know, he stretched that lead with these guys earlier. So why not bring them back in except for Belenchon? These four were the guys who brought that lead up. Jay Wash. Missing. Taha. Hits the basket, falling down. Wow, what a shot mula kay Yusuf Taha just in the nick of time.
And because he worked for that shot, when you work hard, you will get lucky.
11-point lead muli para sa GlobalPort. 9 minutes and 18 remaining in this game. Itong Barako wants to make that run soon. Nakasta ng seal ni Peña and Belenchon. No choice. Naglalaro itong dalawang malaking mama na to eh.
Matagal din maging kakampihan itong si Jay Wash at si Dorian Peña.
Doon sa Petron, no? Yung dating San Miguel. At nagbatuhan pa ng bola. Pipito na sana yung referee. We're just kidding, sabi nila.
Pero
diba?
kaganda doon, pareho silang, di ba, hindi nakangiti eh.
Tapos sabay high five, no? Ito si Siegel to the basket. He's fouled. Bago niya naumpisahan yung kanyang drive. It reminds me of that play when Vince Carter unplayingly slapped the face of one of his opponents. They're friends. Hindi alam ng referee, lolokohan lang sila. Tinawagan ng technical si Vince Carter in an NBA game, and they were really looking at the referee. They looked at the commissioner's office. They wrote to the commissioner's office, naglolokohan lang kami, di ba? Wala naman talaga intention na mangyari yun. Nasasampalin ko talaga siya, di ba? Well, no call on that play, but Siegel's at the line. Gets fouled and hits the 2 free throws. 7 points na para rito kay 6 points rather for Danny Siegel, all here in the 4th quarter. Back to 9 ang lamang ng Global. It's just a single-digit lead. Cummings. Ball hits him on the leg. It goes out. Chance for Barako na makalapit pa lalo, Doms.
Well, we talked about earlier, hindi pa nakakapunto si Danny Siegel itong 4th quarter. He's been able to contribute 6. Hindi pa nakaka-contribute itong si Eman Monfort, especially from the 3-point area. Could be the time for Eman Monfort to explode.
They called a goaltending dito kay Jay Washington, who blocked the shot. Itong si Mike Singletary. At talagang ayaw maniwala itong mga GlobalPort players. You know, they'd like to see that again. And the whole crowd reacts here sa pagpakita ng replay na yun, thinking shouldn't have been a goaltending.
Well, Sol Mercado trying to tell the referees, look at the replay.
Ito si warning. Sol Mercado natawagan ng warning, resentment to a call. So the basket will stand. Hindi na pwede palitan yan. Kinount na nila yon. Pito lang ang lamang ng GlobalPort. Makapagal, gustong palitin pa lalo yan. Masyado malakas ang tira, but Dorian, offensive rebound, went up strong. Ball will stay with the red shirts.
At that time, almost an offensive rebound by Dorian Peña. Yusef Taha will have to push out Peña even before that ball goes up.
Singletary's 3. It goes para sa Barako. Guess what, Doms? Apat na lang ang lamang ng GlobalPort. We said they might make a run. They're doing it right now. Itong Barako Bull.
Siegel and Singletary here in the 4th quarter, turning things around para sa Barako Bull.
Ito na naman. The bounce to Danny. Layup goes in. Down to 2. What a run mula rito sa Barako Bull.
In the 4th quarter, 2 points pa lang ang nasa-score nitong GlobalPort, majorly because of the pressure defense na pinapakita nila dito sa quarter na ito.
What a brave 3 mula kay Singletary. Tapos good defense translates into easy offense para sa Barako Bull. Coach Jonel Baculi forced to call this timeout with 7:50 remaining in the game. May tsansang makatabla ang Barako Bull sa opensibang ito. Baka makalamang pa. Depende kung anong ilan makuha nila doon.
15-2 run para dito sa Barako Bull in the first 4.5 minutes of the 4th quarter. Siegel and Singletary single-handedly. At kung titignan mo yung 2 points itong GlobalPort, dun lang kay Yusef Taha na sunerte pa sila. And now, Barako Bull ties it.
Singletary emphatically tying the ball game. With that slam in the lane, no resistance. Bumagsak kasi si Markeith Cummings. Lost his footing. No foul was called.
At Charlie, yung mga puntos na yun, paano ba nakakabalik ang isang komponent sa laro? You play pressure defense, you force turnovers. And that's, but also playing good offense. Itong Barako Bull, good setup job, finding their import, Singletary, for that dunk.
Eman Monfort, back-to-back fouls. He's got 5 in the ball game. Let's start it off to Sel Guevara once again with a report on Danny Siegel.
It's been 2 conferences since Danny Siegel has been playing within the Coach Ray Cotoroman system, but he's never felt this strong, unlike before that he would do extra conditioning. He's proud that he rarely misses practices at hiyang daw siya sa sistema. Balik sa inyo, Charlie.
A bit slow and low performance in this game para kay Danny Siegel. Ngunit he's scoring at the right time in the thick of this run by Barako. Ngayon may chance ang lumamang na itong Barako Bull energy. Let's see how this plays out. GlobalPort rushing that play a while ago. Nakapagal. 7-second shot clock. He looks up. On his way. He loses it. But Taha recovers. And Yusef Taha has been crucial here para dito kay Coach Jonel Baculi. Cummings all the way to the hoop.
Oh, they needed that. They need to stop the bleeding. Markeith Cummings taking it all the way. That's the 2 points. Get the lead back. Settle your team down. Refocus. 6 minutes and 10 left dito sa
GlobalPort
fourth.
itong Barako Bull. Ngunit tinan mo sa fourth quarter, 17-4 na ang run ng Barako Bull.
What a big turnaround for Barako Bull here in the fourth quarter. Mainly because of their defense.
Now trailing by 2 itong Barako Bull, and that shot by Markeith Cummings just a while ago. Selena Cruz to Danny. Danny will challenge Jay Wash. Goes to the basket, ties it up once again. Danny S, 10 points already, all here in the fourth quarter. Kaya tanong natin kailan siya puputok yung dinamita. Ito pala, fourth quarter.
Well, efficiency for Danny Siegel here in the fourth quarter. 10 points in 6 minutes of action.
GlobalPort might have thought they would be cruising to a victory, pero ngayon mapapalaban sila. Tapos natawagan pa ng carrying ito si Sol Mercado, dribbling violation. Panahon natin tinatawag yung lifting. So isa pang pagkakataon para sa Barako na makuha ang lamang dito. GlobalPort on defense. They gotta tighten it up. They go to Danny once again. Why not? Nice spin, the footwork. Jumper doesn't go. Dorian Peña sinusubukan to keep that possession, but Yusuf Taha able to fend that away. We have a report on the Barako Bull Energy mula kay Cel.
Mukhang nagkakalituhan na sa Barako Bull bench kung sino ang babantayan ng bawat player, and even if they're already tied with GlobalPort, Coach Raiko Toroman nagtataas pa rin ng boses sa kanyang mga players. Well, it looks like he wants things to be much perfect than they are. Balik sa inyo.
Well, siyempre, di ba? Di pa naman kasi panalo, di ba? Hanggat matapos ang laro at makuha mo ang panalo, you still have room to do something and adjust. That's just the way Coach Raiko is. Ito, nagkukumpul, nag-huddle ng GlobalPort at the free throw line where Markeith Cummings is taking 2 doms. Talking about it, what do we have to do to shake this Barako Bull Energy team off?
Well, if you're GlobalPort, you go back to what were you doing when you got that lead? You know, you guys were communicating, you guys were sharing the basketball and not turning the ball over. Sa fourth quarter, nakaka-5 turnover na itong GlobalPort. So, very different yung nilalaro nila here in the fourth quarter. You know, kalimutan mo na nakabalik itong Barako Bull. Now you need to settle down, buckle down. Ano pa ba kailangan natin gawin? 4 minutes and 55 left. You need to be able to execute well. Set up your import, Markeith Cummings, because he's been the hot hand so far.
Well, with 38 points, ngunit nagbintis siya on those 2 free throws just a while ago, which would have given his team the lead once again. So ito na naman, Barako may chance ang makalamang, but good defense by GlobalPort. Up ahead to Sol Mercado. Mercado kicks it to Gary D. 3-pointer, top of the key. Pasok yan para kay Gary D. And that's what we were waiting for. Guys like Siegel, guys like Guy David to start exploding in this game.
Timely hit para kay Guy David, but credit that to Sol Mercado. He was looking not for his shot, but for his teammate.
3-point spread para sa GlobalPort. Singletary wants to answer, and he does! This is a heavyweight match dito sa ating fourth quarter.
Mike Singletary, 3 out of 8 from that 3-point area. Just does not want to lose. Why? What's at stake? Barako Bull at 3-2. If they win this ball game, now they are 4th. They could be tied for number 2 if they win this. Ito namang GlobalPort 2-3. Kung manalo naman sila, aakyat sila all the way up to 5th spot.
Yusuf Taha! It turned out to be an alley-oop. Yung tira ni Gary David na kulang sa lakas. Yusuf Taha fighting for that ball. Mapagal taking the 3. Singletary, 41 points in this game. There's a foul mula kay Markeith Cummings pushing Mick Benisi. That's the free throws. Alam mo, kanina we kept talking about the scoring of Markeith Cummings, pero tinan mo ngayon, lamang na ng 3 si Singletary sa kanya, getting another 40-plus game dito sa Governor's Cup.
Last 3 minutes and 24 seconds. It's all about execution now. And your defense being able to communicate. Now that your team is getting a little bit tired, you know, you understand Barako Bull, nakakapagod, humabol. So you may get a little bit tired. There may be lapses on defense. So yung communication will be more key dito sa last 3 minutes and 22 seconds.
1 out of 2 para kay Mick Penisi. So lamang pa rin ang Global ng isa. 3 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in regulation. Cummings open from 16. The jumper. Pasok yan for Markeith Cummings. They needed that once again. This guy's a knack of getting it just when they need that.
Extending the lead to 3 points now. 94-91 from Markeith Cummings. You know, GlobalPort, they were able to force Barako Bull into turnovers in the first 3 quarters. They haven't done that dito sa fourth.
Danny Siegel's jumper. Offline. These two imports, both at the 40-point mark. You said it earlier, they're basically canceling each other out on offense. So let's see who steps up from the locals. The shove to J-Wash. J-Wash almost loses it. Tries to pick it up, but Montfort quicker to the ball. Up ahead to Singletary. What's Taha gonna do? He falls. And a foul is called.
You know, Eman Montfort may not be scoring, but credit him for that turnover on J-Wash with that help defense.
And Yusuf Taha, natawagan ng kanyang pang-anim na foul, applauding himself and telling his team to keep going. Double-double partner para kay Yusuf Taha. 10 points, 13 rebounds. What a performance from this rookie.
Well, working hard to get those 10 points and 13 rebounds. He was mixing it up in the middle in that shaded area, giving him the opportunities to make those shots.
And they put in Hans Tiele to replace the fouled out Yusuf Taha. They had Jonathan Salvador on the bench.
Hey, we got Nick.
Another big guy that they could have put in, but they chose to put in Hans Tiele. So tingnan natin, si Yusuf Taha, that 6th foul. He gave it up, pero could be crucial here in the last 2 minutes and 21. He was playing really well para sa GlobalPort. Isa lang ang lamang ng mga nakaputing Batang Pierre. Cummings. 10 seconds to go to discarte. Wanted to pass it to Tiele, but it bounced off his leg. It's Singletary. Goes over to Makapagal, open from 3. He jacks it up. Hits the shot. Gives his team the lead. 1:55 remaining dito sa ating fourth quarter. Barako grabs that lead part of the last time nila. It was at 4-0.
Nobody home for the defense of GlobalPort. We talked about the communication on defense para walang breakdown sa depensa. But that time, GlobalPort's defense broke down, wide open 3-point shot.
This was an 18-point lead earlier for GlobalPort. 75-57 mga kaibigan. And it slowly, Barako chipped away. Let's listen to what Coach Jonel have to say. Series of picks wanted. They want to get Sol Mercado that ball. This was the pass. Nag-commit si Markeith Cummings with nowhere to go. At itong si Mark Makapagal, pinabayaan nila kung saan komportable tumira ito si Makapagal. Gary D. The 3 is short. Hans Tiele tracks it down. Saves it. Tries to save it. Oh, he does. Successfully off the legs of Mark Makapagal. So smart move mula kay Hans Tiele, helping out his team here in the crucial part of this game. This is crunch time, 1:47 remaining.
O Charlie, pinag-usapan natin in the first 3 quarters, hindi makashoot ng 3 points itong Barako Bull. In the fourth quarter, shooting 3 out of 4 from that 3-point area, forcing GlobalPort into 5 turnovers, scoring 14 points off those turnovers.
And sabi mo nga, when they built up that 18-point lead, itong GlobalPort Batang Pierre, they were moving the ball around. They were taking care of that ball, getting rebounds. Ngunit pinabayaan nila ngayon itong Barako Bulls to force some turnovers, run the break, and get easy baskets. That was a 3 in transition para kay Mark Macapagal. Kaya nakuha ng Barako Bull ang lamang dito sa ating 4th and final quarter.
Oh, we talked about communication. Lalo na kapag transition defense, kailangan mag-usap kayo because pwede magkagulo eh. Yung hanapan ng tao of that transition defense. And that's what happened. Na libre itong si Macapagal for that 3-point shot.
So ni-check muna ng mga referees yung out-of-bounds play na yon. And they ruled it in favor of GlobalPort. Just to be sure, Gary D coming off the curl. Kicks it over to Marquise. Marami pang oras sa kanilang shot clock. He makes the drive. Double team comes. Sol is open at the top. Brings it closer. The drive. Goes up strong. Wala yan. Contact. Foul is called. Sol will take 2 from the line to try to keep in step with Barako.
Good decision that time by Sol Mercado, taking it to the hoop, getting fouled.
And you see Coach Jonel's up on his feet. Assistant Glenn Capacio as well. Team manager BJ Manalo, nakatayo rin yan. Mintis ang pangalawa. So lamang pa rin ang Barako ng isa. 96-95, a minute and a half remaining. Singletary goes out. They go to Monfort. He calls a timeout. 30-second variety. A minute and 25 remaining. Still anybody's ball game, Doms. Pero I can't say enough about the way that Barako was able to get this lead after trailing by 18.
Mike, receive the ball. Mike, receive the ball. You are going like your hand off, but you are going on the other side. Oh, you are going here. You will make a screen, bro, and Mike will attack. You will say screen for Mike.
Am I in the corner?
You are in the corner. You are in the corner here.
Hey, y'all ready to shoot?
Sino na atake, partner?
When you go to your import, Mike Singletary. Singletary now with 43 points. 63% from the field.
Ang gusto ng GlobalPort, sana 43 pa rin yung score ng di Singletary pag natapos tong laro na to. Let's see. The ball is with him. This is what they wanted. 10 seconds on that shot clock. He makes his move. Singletary on the way up. High off the glass. Wala yan. Rebound, Gary David. But it's tapped away. Singletary gets it. A fresh 24 para sa Barako. Another go around for Singletary. The drive on the other side. It's tapped away. Who's going to get it? Tiele saves it to Marquise Cummings.
Big stop by Hans Tiele.
Oh, Hans Tiele is right place, right time guy dito sa ating last couple of minutes. They go to Tiele inside. He's too deep under. Supalpal ni Danny Siegel. On that play, he was too deep under. Nice feed mula kay Mercado. Pero, hey, can't really blame the guy. Pumipwesto lang sana sa rebound.
Well, still not done. You're only down by 1 point. Eman Monfort knocking down that first free throw, extending the lead. But this is that play. Mercado found him. What a good help defense para kay Danny Siegel.
Monfort stretches the lead to 3. 98-95 ang ating score. And Barako hitting from the line kung kailan kailangan. Pero tatlo lang yan. It's just a one-possession ball game. Hindi natin kung mapapakyan pa natin ang GlobalPort coach na si Junel Bakuli. Has to think quickly. Be creative.
Harder play 4. Harder play 5. Alright? Okay? Go. You can only see the ball down, see the sun. And then watch key. So, back. Alright? Let your plan, guys! Go! Let the pressure and go on. Substitution.
Timeouts. Barako has 3. GlobalPort isa lang. Ito na, Sol Mercado. Brings it in the lane. Bounces it over to J-Wash. Ang ganda ng play between Sol and J-Wash to get the 2, but it's still a 1-point Barako lead, Doms.
And the good thing is they didn't waste much time, so they will get the ball back. If they force Barako Bull into a shot na hindi sila makashoot, they get the rebound. May oras pa para sa kanila.
5.9 seconds ang diferensya ng game clock tsaka shot clock. It's a timeout, 30-second kind. Tinawag ng Barako Bull Energy. They still have that lead. But of course, they want to score para pahirapan itong GlobalPort kung sakasakaling bumalik ang bola sa panig ng white shirts.
Don't go early. Wait.
That's just 5 seconds.
You can go with the handoff.
It's okay.
Then you have it back. Weak change. Go up the floor.
Doesn't want them to go early, of course, Doms. That's what we clearly heard. Take your time, set it up.
Well, not unless it's a clear lane na magka-problema dun sa depensa nitong GlobalPort. But aside from that, you want to be able to try and milk the clock, leave the least amount of time para sa GlobalPort. If you're GlobalPort, you want to be able to pressure the ball carrier.
Well said. Ito si Eman Monfort. Sol Mercado trying his darndest to keep him busy. Ito, J-Wash on Mike Singletary. 6 seconds to go on that shot clock. He loses it momentarily. He picks it up, takes a desperation 3. Almost went in. Cummings gets it. He look up, turn around, 2 seconds to go. Mercado hoists it up. Almost went in.
I'm not sure why GlobalPort did not call a timeout when they got that rebound. They still had one more timeout left.
And a sorry loss para sa GlobalPort. Bottom Pier up by as much as 18 big points. They lost the lead dito sa fourth and final quarter. Slowly, Barako through Danny Siegel and Mike Singletary at Mark Macapagal. Nakabalik, nakuha nila ang lamango ng Macapagal 3. As we watch yung huling play na yon, desperation 3 from Singletary almost goes in.
This right here, they should have called the timeout.
That was about 4 seconds remaining. And then, the desperation 3 from Sol Mercado. Almost the same story, rolled out of that rim. And Barako trailing through the first 3 quarters. Trailing by 15 at the start of the fourth.
But wow, what a fourth quarter na pinakita nitong Barako Bull. Really waking things up for them. Itong si Danny Siegel and their import Mike Singletary. You know, they were able to make those precious stops all the way down till the end. Nakabalik sila. They forced itong GlobalPort into a lot of turnovers, kaya naman sila nakabalik sa larong ito.
What a comeback mula dito sa Barako Bulls. Sneaking this one out. 98-97, our best player of the game, Mike Singletary. Mike, what a game, you guys. What a comeback. How did you guys do it?
Oh man, we dug deep, man. We dug so deep. We didn't play well for 3 quarters, man. And it was hard for us on offense. We're missing wide open shots, and we've been kind of in a slump on shooting the ball. So we knew that it was going to come down to making stops, and you know, I give credit to my teammates, man. They helped me out so much, and we got so many big stops when we needed to get a stop, and it was just huge. It's a huge win for this team right now, man. We just needed it.
Mike, in one of the huddles, you were asking Coach Raiko, what else do you need to do? And you just brought them back here in the third and the fourth quarter.
Man, I tried to will my team to win, man. You know, that first half was terrible for me. It was just not a good first half. I missed a lot of open shots, and I knew that, you know, we talked about we wanted to win this game from the get-go. So it was huge for us to come out and just, you know, try to scrap and fight, and we came out with a win.
What a comeback, Mike. It's time for you to call on the Barako Brigade to keep supporting you guys in the coming games.
Barako Bull Nation, man, keep coming and supporting us, baby. We love you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. Keep showing love for us. We're going to keep fighting for you guys, and we're going to try to make this season the best that we possibly can.
Congratulations, Mike. Congratulations to Barako Bull. 98-97. Diyan nagtatapos ang ating unang laro sa araw na ito. Sa ngalan ng aking partner si Dominico Isel Guevara, of course, our director Rafi, and our producer Danry. Ako po si Charlie Cuna. Konting break lang, mamayang konti, meron pa. Manila Clasico lang naman.